Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivara Dari, Jaya Girivara Dari. Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari. 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 Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare. Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha, Prahlad Nrsimha, Prahlad Nrsimha, Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha. Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Nishingadev ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premananda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, can somebody read? I forgot my glasses. In English. You want to read? Wait, check. Yes, give her microphone. You can text 15.
Okay, I'll just read the text.
Yeah, text, read the text, yeah.
Text 15.
Chapter, you have to say which chapter?
Chapter 3, text 15. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagye pratishthitham.
Bolo? No, it's words by words.
Okay. Karma, work, Brahma from the Vedas, Udbhavam, produced, Vidhi, you should know, Brahma, the Vedas, Akshara, from the Supreme Brahman, personality of Godhead, Samudbhavam, directly manifested, Tasmat, therefore, Sarvagatam, all pervading, Brahma, transcendence, Nityam, eternally, Yagye, in sacrifice, Pratishthitham, situated. Translation: regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. Purport: Yajnanartha karma, or the necessity of work for the satisfaction of Krishna only, is more expressly stated in this verse. If we have to work for the satisfaction of the Yajna Purusha, Vishnu, then we must find out the direction of work in Brahman, or the transcendental Vedas. The Vedas are therefore codes of working directions. Anything performed without the direction of the Vedas is called vikarma, or unauthorized or sinful work. Therefore, one should always take direction from the Vedas to be saved from the reaction of work. As one has to work in ordinary life by the direction of the state, one similarly has to work under direction of the supreme state of the Lord. Such directions in the Vedas are directly manifested from the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said, Asya mahato bhutasya nivasitam etad yad rigvedo yajurveda samavedo tarvan girsaha. The four Vedas, namely the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda and the Atharva Veda, are all emanations from the breathing of the great personality of Godhead. Brahmad Aranyaka Upanishad 4.5.11. The Lord, being omnipotent, can speak by breathing air, for as it is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, the Lord has the omnipotence to perform through each of his senses the actions of all other senses. In other words, the Lord can speak through his breathing, and he can impregnate by his eyes. In fact, it is said that he glanced over material nature and thus fathered all living entities. After creating or impregnating the conditioned souls into the womb of material nature, he gave his directions in the Vedic wisdom as to how such conditioned souls can return home back to the Godhead. We should always remember that the conditioned souls in material nature are all eager for material enjoyment. But the Vedic directions are so made that one can satisfy one's perverted desires, then return to Godhead, having finished his so-called enjoyment. It is a chance for the conditioned souls to attain liberation. Therefore, the conditioned souls must try to follow the process of yajna by performing Krishna consciousness. Even those who have not followed the Vedic injunctions may adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness, and that will take the place of performance of Vedic yajnas or karmas.
Thank you. So, yes, Krishna is the, from him comes everything. And Krishna is the, Krishna, as it is said that when the world is, universe is going to create, Lord Vishnu breathes out and whole world is manifested. He's the seed-giving Father, and by him, from him comes everything. Like in Mahabharata, when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and he showed him his universal form. Now he see that one side all the living entities are going in the mouth of the Vishnu, and one side they are coming out. And he showed, it was so furious, it was, and Arjuna was shaking, because it was, such a huge universal form of Lord Vishnu. And Arjuna, then he said, "My Lord, now I know who you are." And then he said to Krishna that, "Please come back to your original form." And then Krishna manifested himself again. And Arjuna said, "Yes, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and now I understood my duty, and I will fight now." So that's why Krishna has to speak this Bhagavad Gita, that actually Arjuna is the pure devotee of Krishna, but Krishna used him to speak Bhagavad Gita, and for the benefit for whole world, that we all understand, we read and take the knowledge in our life, and yes, make our life successful. So that's why Krishna is very merciful. He was there and he spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and yes, and then the war took place. And actually Arjuna was the friend of Krishna. They used to sit in one bed and joke, and then Arjuna said, "My Lord, I was sitting on one bed and joking with you, but now I understand who you are. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead." So Krishna is, yes, he is very kind. And as we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, nice stories from devotees like Dhruv Maharaj. He was a young boy, and his father had 2 wives. And so the Suruchi was the mother of Dhruv Maharaj, and Suniti was the second wife, and she was very beautiful, more beautiful than the first one, Surichi. And so the king became so enchanted with her beauty, he forgot all his good qualities. And one day, Dhruv came running and wanted to sit on the lap of his father. And the, stepmother, she said, stepmother, she said that if you cannot sit on the lap of your father, if you want to sit on the lap of the father, you have to take birth in my womb. No? So he's the son of Kshatriya, and Kshatriya cannot bear insults. And so he came to his mother, and he told the mother what happened. And mother said that we have to take shelter of Vishnu, we chant his holy name, and Vishnu will provide what is your desire. So through a small boy, he took this instruction for his mother. And mother said, yeah, you have to take shelter of Lord Vishnu and do tapasya and meditation and like that. So then, middle of night, he left the house to look in search of Lord Vishnu. And then he went in the forest, and Narad Muni came. Narad Muni is always, he helps the devotees to take shelter of Krishna. So then Dhruva Maharaj said that I want to have darshan of Vishnu. And Narad Muni said, yes, then you have to do tapasya. And Dhruva said, yes, I can do tapasya. And then Narad Muni said, no, you are a small boy, in the forest is not easy. So you go back home, your mother will be very worried, your father will be worried, and it's not meant for children. But then Dhruva Maharaj said, no, you show me what I have to do. I want to do tapasya. And Narad Muni thought, okay, if he really is so determined, young boy. So then Narad Muni told him, you have to go deep in the forest and you chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So then Narad Muni left and Dhruva walked all the way in the deep forest and sit under a tree. And first he was sitting and chanting. Then he gave up drinking, he gave up eating, he gave up, even he gave up breathing. And he was just standing and chanting. So then Lord Vishnu, after 6 months, Lord Vishnu came. Actually, his desire was to get a kingdom bigger than his father. But then when he saw Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu just put his hand on his head, he became so pure and all his desires were just vanished. And Vishnu is asking, so ask what you want. And he said, my Lord, I was just desiring for broken glasses. No? Now I know what the real goal of life is. I want your shelter. And Lord Vishnu said that there will be a star called Dhruva star, which will be eternally there. And so now you go back to your father, your mother is worried, and you rule the kingdom. So then he came back, and then father understood his mistake. And then Dhruva Maharaj, when the father became old, Dhruva Maharaj became the king. So this is nice story of Dhruva Maharaj, how he was, he he wanted to have kingdom, bigger kingdom than his father, but when he has darshan of Vishnu, all his material desires were vanished. So this is what happens to pure devotees. Like Prabhupada, he came very old from Vrindavan. He was in Radha Damodar temple. Yes, his spiritual master told him, when you preach in the Western countries. So this was his goal, yeah. And it took him some years to work on it, but he never forgot the instruction of his father, of his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. So then, usually, who would like to come to Western countries from Vrindavan, Radha Damodar Mandir temple? You have seen the Radha Damodar's, where Prabhupada's room is there? Jai Prahlad Lakshmi Nishina Dev Ki Jai. It's a nice room. Prabhupada's table is there, bed is there, and he was always meditating there, and he was working to come to America and do the preaching. So then, yes, Prabhupada came to America. Very cold, very cold countries. And Prabhupada thought, well, I don't know what shall I eat there. So he had some puff rice with him. At least, when there is, he can eat puff rice. And he had Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 3 books. And so he came to America. In the Jalduta ship, he had heart attack also. The ship, the ocean was very rough, very rough. And the ship was going like this. And Prabhupada's heart was very weak. And he was very sick. And Prabhupada had a dream. Krishna came, he was rubbing his heart. He said, don't worry, I'm the captain of your boat. So Prabhupada has darshan of Krishna in the boat. And he said, my Lord, why you bring me to this place? You must have some big work to be done. So please, let me dance as you desire. No? Yeah. And yes, devotees started to come. Prabhupada was sitting under a tree chanting Hare Krishna, Maha Mantra, and devotees started to come. And this way, the movement started. And yes, Prabhupada was doing everything, He teach how to cook. He teach devotees how to do deity worship, how to clean the floor, how to wash pots. There was one Mataji, she came, and Prabhupada gave her a pot which was from the outside, very black. She has to scrub. I don't know which one. Was it Jadurani? I don't remember anyway, not to speculate. And yes, and Prabhupada, he gave shelter to ladies also. He said, nobody's protecting them. They have come to me, I have to protect them. And in India, they were criticizing Srila Prabhupada, because actually in India, no lady stays in the temple. They are always at home. Only men are in the temple. But Prabhupada said, no, I have to protect them. Nobody's protecting them. So this was the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. It took care of everybody. So then, yes, so that's why we are here. Nice Simachalam temple. Nishingadev, Prahlad Maharaj. It's nice that we get so many guests every weekend. No? So Nishingadev is really giving mercy to everybody. He said, yes, come to me. I'm here in Vaideshwald. Come have darshan, have nice prasad, and chant the holy name and surrender to me. There is not anything better than this in this world, actually. Yes, one does one's duty, but the goal of life is to surrender to Krishna, to become Krishna consciousness. One can work, one can do everything, but one has to keep Krishna in the center of the life. Then one is happy. No? Otherwise, miseries. One don't know how to deal with the misery life. Because when you have Krishna, you know that you can pray to Krishna, you can take shelter of him, you can take shelter of devotees. So that is the best shelter, but if you don't know, then where to go? Material existence, material benefits, material doesn't help. No? It's just for a short time, and then again one is feeling misery. And then one tries to do something else, one feels happy, oh yes, I did it. No? Then again. So there is no end. Misery life. But when you have Krishna, your life becomes sublime. Now you know how to reject which is not favorable to Krishna consciousness. You learn to accept what is favorable for Krishna consciousness. By learning, by accepting, by understanding, one becomes happy. Not to reject what is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. For the comforts, now one has to understand how to use the comforts, not only for bodily comforts, but in Krishna's service comforts. This is the real understanding. And then one can really take up the real life in one's life. Yeah. The real goal, the real understanding, morality. Yeah. Morality is, what is morality? Morality is to serve Krishna. This is the real morality. In Vedic times, kings were all pure devotees of Krishna. So that's why they engaged the whole society in Krishna consciousness. Because the kings themselves were pure devotees. They knew how the real goal of life is, and then people were following. Lord Ramchandra was the king of the whole world. Yeah. And in Ram Rajya, there were no disease. Nobody was unhappy. Nobody was suffering. Everybody was happy and full with Ram consciousness. And Ram is Maryada Purushottam. He followed all the rules. So he teaches how to become Maryada, to follow the rules and regulations, to follow moralities. This is very, Lord Ramchandra was very, he had 3 brothers, Bharat, Lakshman, Satrughna, and they were all serving for Lord Ram. So, yes, Ram went to forest, follow his father's. The father gave promise to his mother, Kaikai. Kaikai took 2 vows. Yeah, one is that Ram goes in forest for 14 years, and second was that his son Bharat becomes the king. And Dasarath, when he heard that, he fainted. And then he woke up, he said, Kaikai, please, it's okay, Bharat can become king. Please, but please don't send Ram to forest. You can ask some other boom. But Kaikai said, no, you promised me. No? You promised me that you will give me what I ask, and you said yes, and so now you have to fulfill your promise. And Dasarath again fainted. Whole night this was going on. And Dasarath was very, very, very much in sorrow. He was crying. Because separation of Lord Ram make him so much suffering. He said, we can go, Ram and me, we can go. You and Bharat can rule the kingdom. But Kaikai did not agree to anything. So then, in the morning, they are preparing for Abhishek. Ram is going to become king. And in the palace, in a Shok Bhavan, in Vedic times they have different palaces. One palace was Shok Bhavan. Shok Bhavan means if something bad happens, they go there. Yeah. And so in the Shok Bhavan, King Dasarath was very much in sorrow, and Kaikai was waiting that Dasarath calls Ram and tells him, you have to go 14 years in forest. And Bharat becomes the king. So then, Sumanta is the minister of King Dasarath. He was called, and Sumanta was told to bring Lord Ram. Ram came, and he saw a whole room was filled. All the jewelry, her mother's jewelry were flying there. King was on the floor, half conscious, crying, lamenting. And so Ram said, Mother, what's happening? Why father is in this condition? And Kaikai said, because I asked from your father 2 booms. Yeah, what are the 2 booms? Bharat becomes a king and you go in the forest for 14 years. Oh, Mata, thank you very much. He put the garland out, put it on her lotus feet. He said, no problem, I will go to the forest. You have saved me for ruling the kingdom. I will go in the forest, have association with sages, and do the tapasya, and learn the Shastra, and I'm happy to go there. He said to father, Father, don't worry. Please take care of yourself. I will fulfill your desire. Don't worry. So he went. He came back. Mother Sita came. Lakshman also came. They heard it. Mother Sita already put her all this jewelry away, all these beautiful clothes, and he wore just simple cloth and said to Ram, I'm coming with you. And Ram said, no, Sita. Forest life is very, very hard. You have never put your soft lotus feet out of the ground. There are big, big tigers and animals there, and thorns and stones, and you stay here and take care of Mother Kaushalya. Mother Sita said, no. Wherever you are is my Ayodhya. No? So, and Lakshman, when he heard, first he became very angry. He said, I will go and fight for you when you become the king. And then Lord Ram said, with whom you want to fight? With father? Go ahead. Oh, sorry. And then when Lakshman saw how Ram is surrendered and how Ram is ready to go to the forest without any lamenting, without any making, how we say, yes, he just was ready. So Lakshman also said, okay, my brother, please take me also. And Ram said, first you have to take the permission from your wife, Urmila. And from your mother also. And Sumitra, when she heard, she said, he don't have to take permission from me. I have my permission already. He should go and serve you. So this was Mother Sumitra. She gave Lakshman for 14 years. Go in the forest and serve Mother Sita and Lord Ram. They are your father and mother. Take care of them. When they go and bring wood from the forest that Mother Sita can cook. When they are sleeping, fan them, bring water, make beds for them, everything. Serve. And Lakshman for 14 years. He did not sleep and he did not eat. So this was the servitor, how one serves. And then what happened? Whole Ayodhya, they joined Ram. We all come with you. We don't want to stay here. Without you is no Ayodhya. Where you are is Ayodhya. So whole Ayodhya, they followed Ram. So then Lord Ramchandra, they came at the Saryu river, at the bank of the river. He said, okay, now is evening. Today we sleep here, and tomorrow we take decision and we go forward. So everybody just lie on the floor and went to sleep. Middle of the night, Ram woke Sumanta, the minister. He was the charioteer. He said, Sumanta, you take the horses, very silent, and bring the horses on the other direction. And me and Lakshman will bring the chariot in other direction. And then we meet there. And Sumanta said, my dear Lord, this is cheating. All these people are surrendered to you. They want to come with you. And if you do like that, their heart will break. And Ram said, yes, I know. They are my pure devotees. But I cannot see them suffering for 14 years with me. Their families are at home, and only all the men came, ladies and children stayed. So we have to do like that. Then when they get up, they will know where we went. So then they will go back home. So then Ram and Lakshman chariot, they pulled the chariot, and Sumanta took the horses. And then they meet somewhere and they drove away. In the morning, everybody woke up. Oh, it's morning, chalo, jaldi, utho. Jana hai Ram ke saath. Hey, where is Ram? Where is Lakshman? Where is Mata Sita? Where is chariot? Where is Sumant? And they don't see the chariot marks or horse's mark. So then, yes, they went home. And for 14 years they were waiting for Lord Ram to come back. Yes. In Ramkatha, Mother Sabri's story, you all know how Mother Sabri was. From childhood, her spiritual master said that one day Ram will come to you. From the childhood, she was waiting every day, picking berries, cleaning her hut, cleaning the roads, putting flowers. Today Ram will come, today Ram will come, today Ram will come. Today. Years and years and years, she became very old. She could hardly not see. So then, when she cannot see the berries, if they are ripe or not ripe, she used to taste them. If they are sour, she throw away. When they are sweet, she put it in the bowl and wait for Lord Ram to come. And one day, Ram came. And he ate the berries of Sabri, eaten berries, half-eaten berries. He said, these berries are so sweet that it's like my mother Kaushalya is feeding me. So he gave the Mother Sabri on the level of Mother Kaushalya, his own mother. So, okay, I think this is a good end, Mother Sabri's devotion to Lord Ram. So are there any questions? Or if there is any questions? Good. Okay, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Sabri Mata ki Jai. So, yeah, without glasses I cannot read it. I forgot my glasses.